Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Devaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet Nashtaprayeshva Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Jashma Bhagavad Gita speaks ki jai. Shila Gurudev ki jai. What synonyms, translations and purpose by Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Shishinitai Gaur Chandra Premanande. Hari Hari Bol. So Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Welcome everyone. Who would like to start the realization? And others can join in, please. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Hare Krishna, His Grace Amrish Prabhuji. Thank you very much, His Grace Amrish Prabhu, Hare Krishna Pragya Devi Dasi Mataji, and His Grace Krishna Smapan Krishna Prabhu for organizing this class and giving us this chance to share our realizations, guiding us and training us. Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Shila Gurudev ki jai. Shila Prabhupada ki jai. So we are on Bhagavad Gita chapter 13, verse 31. I'll recite the verse. यदा भूत पृथिग्भावम् एकस्थम् अनुपश्यति तत एव च विस्तारम् ब्रह्म सम्पद्यते तदा. यदा भूत पृथिग्भावम् एकस्थम् अनुपश्यति तत एव च विस्तारम् ब्रह्म सम्पद्यते तदा. यदा भूत पृथिग्भावम् एकस्थम् अनुपश्यति तत एव च विस्तारम् ब्रह्म सम्पद्यते तदा. What was Shinonam? Translation and purport by Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Yada, when, bhuta, of living entities, prithik bhavam, separated identities, ekastham, situated in one, anupashyati, one tries to see through authority, tata eva, thereafter, cha, also, vistaram, the expansion, Brahma, the absolute, sampadyate, he attains, tada, at that time. So when of living entities, separated identities, situated in one tries to see through authority. Thereafter, also, the expansion, the absolute, he attains at that time. Translation. When a sensible man ceases to see different identities due to different material bodies, and he sees how beings are expanded everywhere, he attains to the Brahman conception. Purport. When one can see that the various bodies of living entities arise due to the different desires of the individual soul and do not actually belong to the soul itself, one actually sees. In the material conception of life, we find someone a demigod, someone a human being, a dog, a cat, etc. This is material vision, not actual vision. This material differentiation is due to a material conception of life. After the destruction of the material body, the spirit soul is one. The spirit soul, due to contact with material nature, gets different types of bodies. When one can see this, he attains spiritual vision. Thus, being freed from differentiations like man, animal, big, low, etc., one becomes purified in his consciousness and able to develop Krishna consciousness in his spiritual identity. How he then sees things will be explained in the next verse. Jai. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. So there is one word stuck out for me here in this verse is anupashyati. One tries to see through authority. So Srila Prabhupada explains the visions here that there are two visions explained by Srila Prabhupada here in the purport that material vision is seeing the material bodies, human beings, demigods, animals, etc. And that's what is natural to us in these material bodies, that we see just the gross bodies. And what with the spiritual vision, which is actual vision, one can see that the spiritual soul, due to contact with material nature, gets different bodies. So, and that spiritual vision is seeing through the authorities, as Srila Prabhupada translated in word to word synonyms. So that vision is the spiritual vision by which we can see the real things. So this is Brahman conception as mentioned in the verse. Srila Prabhupada is saying that one becomes beautified in his consciousness and able to develop Krishna consciousness in his spiritual identity. Actually, I prepared this realization or these points read by the older version, and this is a newer version. The purport is a bit different. So I'm actually at job at the moment, so I don't have the original Bhagavad Gita with me at the moment. So this line was there that Srila Prabhupada was saying that one becomes beautified in his consciousness and able to develop Krishna consciousness in his spiritual identity. So Krishna consciousness is developed when we come to spiritual platform. And at the moment, if I am having bodily conception of life, then it is a mental platform. So the process of devotion service, which has been given to us by the causeless mercy of Srila Gurudev and Srila Prabhupada and our seniors in spiritual process. But because it has been given to us, so sometimes we take it for granted or try to bring it on the mental platform. But a pure devotee of the Lord is not on material platform. Srila Prabhupada are saying in the purport I was reading in Srimad Bhagavatam, in Canto 1, Chapter 13, verse 55, that a pure devotee of the Lord does not live on material sky. His so-called material body does not exist, being surcharged with the spiritual current of the Lord's identical interest. And thus permanently freed from all contamination of the sum total of the Mahat Tattva. So the position of a pure devotee of the Lord is beyond our material conception. As discussed by His Grace Amrish Prabhuji in last week, that the super soul is witnessing everything and every desire we have, that the next body is ready. Srila Gurudev said that. But spirit soul is eternal and unborn and qualitatively one with the super soul. So this difference is there, that um, the spirit soul is not touched, is untouched. But all this happening because we're getting material bodies because of the desires. And anupashyati, the word here in this verse is I think I was meditating upon it. One tries to see through the authority, because at the moment I don't have spiritual vision. So because of the authorities, I'm receiving this mercy, this causeless mercy, and we studying and getting to know the real position. So yes, so this is very important under the authorities. So yeah, this is the points that I have realized from this verse. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you, Hare Krishna. Thank you, Sanjay Prabhu, for your nice realization. We are in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 13, verse 31. Thank you, His Grace Ambrish Prabhuji, Her Grace Purnamada Devi Dasi Mataji, His Grace Krishna Sabha Krishna Das Prabhu, for giving me an opportunity to give my realization and training me as well. So, Bhagavad Gita, chapter 13, verse 31. Nature, the enjoyer, and consciousness. यदा भूत पृथक भावम एकस्थम अनुपश्यति तत एव च विस्तारम ब्रह्म संपद्यते तदा. Translation by Srila Prabhupada की इच्छा है. When a sensible man ceases to see different identities which are due to different material bodies, he attains to the Brahman conception. Thus he sees that beings are expanded everywhere. So my realization, like Sanjay Prabhu has already mentioned about the Anupashyati, one tries to see through authority. Here Srila Prabhupada says that all living beings are expanded from only one source, that is from Paramatma. Because we all come from the one father, same father, and we are all part and parcel of this spiritual family. I listened to last lectures which I couldn't attend, but I have realized a few points from that realization. Especially one thing I never knew, that Ambrish Prabhu says that at the first time the soul gets body, that is Brahma's body. I didn't realize that one. I never heard that one. That's really new knowledge for me. And also Ambrish Prabhu mentioned about how to stop the desire. One has to stop desire and purify desires. I'm struggling there for even my desires, and even to see Paramatma in all living beings. So I had to listen carefully the realization from the devotees, and read Bhagavad Gita, concentrate, and think only for the super soul. So the body is just like a result of what we wanted in the past, and realizing this helps us to stop blaming our luck or start focusing on changing our desire to be more spiritual. Also, Ambrish Prabhu mentioned, gave his realization on that the soul does nothing. Actually, I didn't realize even that one, even while reading or giving my realization. I had to think how long the soul gets body, and somewhere I had to stop this only by implementing the knowledge which I'm getting it through our Namhata WECAN, through Maharaja's realization, through Srila Prabhupada's books. And also one has to inquisitive about the knowledge what we are getting. Also Ambrish Prabhu mentioned that one has to self-introspective, that is really required to understand this, and which I'm trying my level best to do that one. I also come across with one of the Srila Prabhupada's lecture that Bhagavad Gita chapter 5 verse 18. Vidya Vidya Vinayena Sampanne Brahmane Gavi Hastini Shruni Chaiva Shopa Kecha Panditaha Samadarshinaha. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The humble sage, by virtue of true knowledge, see with the equal vision a learned and gentle Brahman, a cow, an elephant, a dog, and dog eater. Srila Prabhupada explained in purport that as far as the bodies are concerned, like in different caste or different spaces of life, actually the Lord is equally kind to everyone, because Lord sees every living being as a friend, yet Lord maintains himself as a Paramatma. The Lord as Paramatma is present both in the outcasts and in the Brahman. Although the body of a Brahman and that of outcasts are not the same. The bodies are material production of the different modes of material nature, but the soul and the super soul within the body are of the same spiritual quality. So Prabhupada says that if you truly see the soul, you cannot be mean to any living entity. One must see in every living being the spark of God, in everyone, and even in the tiny ant. The soul is never burned by the fire. The soul is like a passenger in a car. Srila Prabhupada mentioned that the example. If the car gets a dent, the passenger is still fine, provided they don't think they are in the car or they are the car. So one has to detach. I often get stressed because I think that I'm the soul and I'm the cause of all everything, whatever happening. But Prabhupada explained that while the soul provides the desire, the material nature, the body and the senses carries out of the action. So I had to do my best. I had to do my best duty, but don't let the result allow. Even if I win or if I lose, remember, I must remember that the soul is neither does anything nor he is entangled. So this I have to learn. Also, I come across with Guru Maharaja's lecture, Srimad Bhagavatam, verse Canto 3, chapter 25, verse 11. In
Hare Krishna,
translation,
Prabhuji.
yes,
Did
Prabhuji.
you read this lecture on your own without requesting and checking up with me?
Yes, Prabhuji, I came
Then
across.
then please don't share realizations. Others who follow me, let them follow me. Okay. Thank you. Don't share about what you read from Guru Maharaj's lectures on your own.
Okay.
I have told this many times in the past, but you don't seem to understand us how to intervene.
Okay, Prabhuji. Sorry,
Everybody
Prabhuji.
else, they have to follow. If you want to follow,
Mhm.
they request me what to do. I say, okay, follow this. Whatever needs to be done, I can do. There are those who want to listen. They take my permission and they listen. And I give them yes and I give them no, depending upon what levels they have got. So I do not know. I've said this many times. Did Sridhar Prabhu and all those people, they have not informed you these things in my programs? You also must have heard me saying this.
No, Prabhuji. No, sorry, but I didn't really realize that.
Yeah, I've
You
said this
must have
many
said, but I must
times.
have not noticed it. Yeah.
Yeah, no problem. So if you want to listen, take permission. If you don't want to
Yes.
take permission, it's up to you.
Yes.
I've
No.
said all of you
No,
can take, but now it is
I
becoming too much. I cannot repeat on and on. It
no.
becomes very difficult for me.
I didn't realize that, no, Prabhuji.
Yes,
Otherwise, I would have taken your permission. I'm
yeah,
sorry for that. Yeah.
I understand this. You don't realize after so many times I'm saying this, it becomes very difficult for me. I'm just simple teacher, student who's serving all of you. I request you once, twice, thrice, 5 times, 10 times. Again, you don't listen. What can I do?
I'm extremely sorry, Prabhuji, because I'm really not that intelligent to understand
No,
some
no, no.
things.
It's not question of intelligence. Have you heard this class about me speaking about this? That do not listen, do not go on your own.
I'm not Prabhuji to honestly. I must have, but I must have I don't know. But if I would have listened, I would have definitely not read this one. 100% I would have not.
Right. So 45 minutes I spoke on that. It was a separate class I took on Wednesday. Okay, and I said why also, why should not? What is wrong, what is right? There's nothing wrong in it, but still there's something wrong.
Yeah.
I explained
No,
in detail. So you must listen to our YouTube lectures.
yes.
Whatever you miss, it's up to you. If you don't want to listen, it's up to you. But I tell you, there'll be gaps in this.
Yeah. Yeah. I
You may
did
think
listen
that
to last
you may
Wednesday's
think
class.
that Guru Maharaj's class, yeah, I know you listen last class, but previous
Yeah.
classes, whenever you want to listen, it's up to you. I
No,
have
no.
said this many, many times. Please
Yeah.
do not put pressure upon me.
No, no,
I'm
no problem.
just simple student,
Yes.
Yeah, I'm
Pro-
trying to see Paramatma in everybody, and
Mm.
I want to really, really make sure that everybody goes back to Godhead. Okay,
Yes,
and it
Prabhuji.
is very difficult depending upon each level, people's levels. I work around, and I'm not even a guru. Otherwise, I
Please.
can chastise anybody. So
No,
right
no,
now I'm
no.
telling you this. This is up to you. You want to follow, you're going to follow. If you don't want to follow, do not follow. No problem. But next time, if you want to listen and read on your own, then don't give your realizations with other devotees because they are following me.
Yes, yes. Yeah, I'm following you as well, Prabhuji, but I'm extremely sorry. I'm not doing purposely, but that is actually, I don't know how to explain that, but it's not with any purpose or anything. It just happened. Sorry, Prabhuji. I'm extremely sorry.
Please continue then. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So through this realization and through this Bhagavad Gita verse, what I realized is that I had to respect duties in all in always, whether they are successful or not. I even, yeah, I should not look at the clothes or money or position, but I must be sincere in my readings, in my giving my realization, and also I must think always that, or pray through Guru Maharaj and Prabhupada, that please remove my habits of seeing bodies, or help me to see your devotees as souls and serve them with respect. So Hare Krishna, this is my realization.
Hare Krishna, dear people. Thank you, His Grace Amrish Prabhuji, Her Grace Panpagi Mataji, and His Grace Krishna Samarpan Krishna Prabhu for training us and allowing us to study and share our realization on this Bhagavad Gita verses. And thank you, Sanjay Prabhu and Sopan Prabhuji, for sharing your realizations. Yada bhuta pratak bhavam ekastam anupashyate tata eva cha vistaram brahma sampadate tada. Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada Ji ki jai. When a sensible man chooses to see different identities which are due to different material bodies, he attains to the Brahman conception. Thus, he sees that beings are expanded everywhere. So, in the purport, Srila Prabhupada, he very nicely explained that actually depending on the level of realization that we have, or the
whether we are on the material platform or a spiritual platform, our vision also differs. So Srila Prabhupada says here that when one can see that various bodies of living entities, they arise due to the different desires of an individual soul and do not actually belong to the soul itself, one actually sees. So just actually, when I was thinking on these points, I understand that actually when one is not realized, when one is on bodily platform, so he normally differentiate, or discriminate based on what he sees. So he will actually, see the human being or a dog or a cat or any other, actually animal. He will actually make the differentiation very easily, just looking on their bodily appearance. However, uh, for the pure devotee, who are the Mahabhagavatas, who has attained this spiritual platform, or it is also called a Brahma Bhuta stage, So they do not actually discriminate, They will always see the spirit soul within their heart. So as it is mentioned, actually they do not make any distinction between a Brahman or a dog eater or a dog or elephant, no discrimination based on species, or actually, whether you are learned, whether you are non-learned. All they can see is just a spirit soul, and we are all part and parcel of Lord Shri Krishna. So this is a very universal vision, so I actually recalled, actually, when we studied, I remember that Srila Prabhupada is also, is a Mahabhagavat, is pure devotee. So, however, when we are actually in the business of preaching, so Amrish Prabhu mentioned that Srila Prabhupada has to purposefully, he has to actually come down to the Madhyamadikari stage in order to preach. So when I heard that, that was very interesting, because Amrish Prabhu also said that when we are preaching, we have to discriminate, we cannot artificially just read this information and assume that everyone, actually they are on the same platform, it's very hard to preach because, when we are trying to preach to the people, actually it is sometimes required to actually discriminate, just like in our program, we also actually differentiate. There is a beginners class, there is a intermediate class, there is a leaders Sangha. So based on their level of progress, their level of realization, we are putting them into different categories, and the training is given accordingly. So when we look at this arrangement, there is nothing wrong, because the purpose is actually helping everyone to get to the stage. Hopefully, they will actually progress to this transcendental stage, that they can actually see that actually everyone is actually part and parcel of the God. Not just as information, but actually realization by through the action. So this is actually Srila Prabhupada mentioned as a spiritual vision, whereas when I actually see, it's a material vision. So I got a material body, I'm attached to this body, so I have material desires, and actually I'm propelled by actually material propensities. So it's very natural for me, rather than without thinking I discriminate, based on the bodies, based on the actually level of their actually knowledge. So this is actually, that's why Srila Prabhupada says that all this differentiation, material differentiation, is due to the material conception. So as long as we are on this bodily platform, we are bound to discriminate. So even actually we say that even we don't know the person, as soon as we see, we have already made a actually judgment in our mind, just based on the appearance. So this is actually very universal. Most of the people will actually fall in the same category. Only the pure devotees, actually, who are realized souls, who have attained this actually Brahman conception, they actually can see this, that actually they're all just part and parcel of God. And the one thing actually I try to actually understand, but I still not very clear to me, is that where Srila Prabhupada says that actually these different bodies arise from the different desires of an individual soul, and they do not actually belong to the soul itself. So I found this bit contradictory, because as I understand, actually, my understanding might be incorrect, that actually the desire, actually soul is desiring, and as per a desire, we actually acquire the uh, respective body based on our desire. So how it is said here is that it do not belong to the soul itself, even the actually soul is desiring. So yeah, that is actually means, yeah, I would like to ask that question, uh, how we can actually understood this point, that actually, as I understand, the soul is desiring, and based on our desire, we are getting the material body. But actually, we're also, Srila Prabhupada saying that actually the desiring, desires do not actually belong to the soul itself. So yeah, just actually I tried to think over and over again on this point, but I couldn't really able to get any clear answer, or couldn't able to clarify this point to myself. So yes, if His Grace Amrish Prabhu can able to explain this point, would be really helpful to understand this point. So this is my actually realization. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you very much for your realizations. So, we're on Bhagavad Gita, chapter 13, verse 31. Yada bhuta pritak bhavam ekastam anupashyati tata eva cha vistaram brahma sampadyate tada. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. When a sensible man ceases to see different identities, which are due to different material bodies, he attains to the Brahman conception. Thus, he sees that beings are expanded everywhere. So, when I was meditating on this verse, I was just thinking that in our day-to-day activities, how much time we are spending when we are consumed in our material identity, different identities. First of all, we've acquired this material identity because of our own desires. And we are so much engrossed in my. Srila Prabhupada says, my mother, my father, my son, my wife, my husband, my children, my home. And to separate ourselves from that which is not actually even our identity is a task that we have to perform. And I was thinking how is it that our actual identity, which is a spirit soul, Aham Brahmasmi, To attain that actual identity, we are trying to do that because we are in this material world. And it should be the other way around, where we should identify ourselves as a spirit soul, and then all our activities should be accordingly performed. All our devotional activities, our spiritual activities, material activities, there should be no difference really. And not identify with when we are in contact with other living entities, not be tarnished by judgments or perceptions. I remember Srila Gurudev always, when meeting anyone, whether it was a young child from Shri school, or whether it was a very old person, or whether it was a very young person, whether it was a known devotee, or it was just a casual person who Srila Gurudev didn't know, always met with the same smile and genuine compassion. And yet we try to identify, as our journey in Krishna consciousness, we're trying to identify, essentially trying to identify our own position, and then the position of all the other living entities as well, who we come into contact with or we don't come into contact with. And there are a lot of examples that are given in the scriptures for us to be able to separate ourselves from these identities, different identities that we, or designations that we attach ourselves to. And this example is given that when the spirit soul leaves the body, when a person is has left the body, and that example is given that now the body is in front of you, and is not really the person. The spirit soul has left the body. So and that the soul has nothing to do with this creation and dissolution of the body. Not only I personally feel is that we attach ourselves with the designations and the attachments to the various relationships, and also the material designations, but also to inanimate things like this is my house, this is my car. So there is so many things that one can entangle oneself into. And yet that is not even the beginning of our devotional service, because we are not even on that spiritual vision or platform. So there's one thing that I always think, that how can I help myself to think and have that vision? And then here we say that Krishna as a super soul resides in the heart of each and every living entity. And when you have that realization or thought in your mind, then it is certainly helpful. Having said that, when we are living in this material world, as Srila Prabhupada also mentioned about discrimination, if Amrish Prabhu has always maintained this, that be intelligently surrender. Don't be foolish. So my personal, I would say personal struggle is, how do I still stay on that spiritual platform and then perform my devotional activities with the correct discrimination and be able to perform the devotional activities. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you very much for your wonderful realizations. Now, Sridhar Prabhu wanted to ask one question. Could you please repeat your question, please, Prabhuji?
Hare Krishna, Guruji. So yes, I wanted to understand that actually statement that Srila Prabhupada made, that actually all these different bodies, those are the manifestation of the actually soul's desire. However, they actually do not belong to the soul itself. So I try to understand. I find it a bit contradictory because my understanding is soul is actually desiring. So there is a function for the soul in acquiring the body. So I wanted to actually clarify this point, Prabhuji.
So it is the first sentence of Prabhupada in the purport, which says that, Srila Prabhupada says, when one can see the various bodies of living entities arise due to the different desires of the individual soul and do not actually belong to the soul itself. Is this what it was confusing you?
Yes, Prabhuji.
One actually sees. Yeah. So it means that the understanding of this is in the second part. The first part can be confusing, but the second part, which says that but does not belong to the soul. The desires of the soul does not belong to the soul, one actually sees. Yeah. So the soul is the powerhouse of the body, which we understand. It means here is this, that the desires are arising of the body, material body, of which the soul is occupied. But the soul itself doesn't desire anything. It's got nothing to do with this body at all. We have nothing to do with this body. Still we have desires. Do you understand the meaning of this, Prabhuji?
So,
like for example, for you and for me, we are individual soul, correct?
yes.
We accept that in theory. And as per theory, the soul, we are living in this body we are experiencing all this, which you are experiencing from your point of view, I'm experiencing from my point of view. Yeah. But we are identifying it, but we do not relate to this. It's not from us at all. Because in the next body that we get, these experiences will be completely changed with the bodies that are for lizard. Yeah. So in simple terms, what Srila Prabhupada is saying that the desires which are there, which we discussed in the previous class also, is that the interaction of the three modes of material nature with the body. But the soul remains desireless in the material world. His desires are completely different. His needs are totally different. That is what Prabhupada is trying to say here. It's a continuation of discussion.
Okay. Yes.
Is it okay?
No, yes, Prabhuji. I think it makes sense now. Yeah. So it is actually, so yeah, even if soul is desiring is coming out of actually bodily needs, or actually, yeah, in interaction with the modes.
But the soul itself has got nothing to do with what we are experiencing. Zero. There is a reason why there is a covering of the soul or subtle body, which is the covering which will take us to the next body when we leave the gross body. Yeah.
Mm.
And it is this covering of these experiences that we have till the time we have material body, we are not ready to go back to Godhead. Till such time, this mind and intelligence is a treasure house. Mind is a treasure house of desires, as we say, right? So since time immemorial, we have discussed this point. They are accumulating these desires. And the capacity is very big, not even terabytes, it's multiple terabytes. Anytime one desire can come in, which we may not be desiring right now, it may come in. If some situation happens. But the soul has got nothing to do with it. So that is the meaning of this.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So this is how, yes, many times you have to understand the writer, what is writing, writer has a particular way to write things, express things, So it'll come over a period of time as you practice, as you study a bit more. Yeah. You understand what Prabhupada means, So Prabhupada's writing is quite different to that of others, when they write expressing themselves, Okay. Now, uh, we should understand with this point, with my realization, I would like to say is that when a sensible man ceases to see different identities, which are due to different material bodies, he attains to the Brahman conception. Thus, he sees that beings are expanded everywhere. So, because you asked me the question, I'm answering this point. I'm encouraged to answer. Thank you very much for asking the question. That's helping me. And I'm encouraged to share my other realization too. Otherwise, I would not have shared, because all points you covered all of you nicely. So just see that what is given here is a sensible person who sees through authority. That is a very significant part. Now, seeing authority means getting trained up as a student. That's the meaning of it. So here, when a sensible person ceases to see different identities, which are due to different material bodies, he attains to the Brahman conception. We understand this thinking that, oh, that means I must not see the body at all. I must see the soul and the super soul in every being. Correct? Is what we're thinking? Yes, that's right. But there are steps in achieving this. Just like for solving mathematical equations, one has to go gradually to solve smaller equations, then a little harder equations, then a bit more harder, then Pythagoras, and then you go more. Similarly, if you are doing physical exercises, they start with doing something little less physical, less strenuous. Then you build up your stamina to go into higher stamina, higher capacity. So, Bhakti Yoga, if you do yoga, physical yoga, we'll understand this very easily. They say start with the beginners, start with slowly, because it's a physical bodily exercise that we have to do, but we won't be able to stretch at all. No? So they tell you, okay, you go in the beginners program, where you slowly start to stretch. Then you come to intermediate program where you advance a bit into it. So that way, nobody will object in a physical Hatha Yoga classes. But in a Bhakti Yoga classes, there is no physical limitations. Everybody thinks they know everything immediately. We have lost many students who says, why do I have to go to beginner's program? I want to go to advanced class. I think the last class was so good. I said, no, you can't. They stopped coming. They stormed out of my program. The reason is this only, because we do not see that the capacity to absorb is very limited. Because we have to go step by step. Now here also, to see somebody soul and super soul and not the body, we are not going to see it immediately. We are doing it the wrong way. The vision, when we say we should have that vision, Tattva Darshi, one who has seen, Darshi, yeah? One who has seen the absolute truth, approach the person. So if you listen to Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada will say, you can see Krishna everywhere. In food, you can see Krishna. In juice, you can see Krishna. In water, we can see Krishna. Why do you want to see Krishna? Today, we listen to a class of Prabhupada. Prabhupada says that people insist upon seeing Krishna, where we're talking about hearing about Krishna. Seeing is also one sense, hearing also is another sense. There's a sense, right? So what are you going to achieve by seeing somebody, seeing Krishna? Because many times you see something is totally wrong. Seeing is what people want you to see. Hearing is what you see the actions, part of it. What do they speak? Again, people speak what they want to say, but the actions are very critical. So here, the vision that we require to see the soul and the super soul is this knowledge and the implementation of knowledge. So when we are understanding this implementation of knowledge, that the soul, the particular body, somebody enjoys, somebody does not enjoy. Now you may enjoy a particular situation which I may not enjoy. Why? Because of our past karmas, past experiences, which are different. We have taken many examples like this, that twins are born in similar time, but they may be totally different. Their thinking may be different. Their whole their future may be different. Likes may be different. So this we must start with this Tattvadarshi by seeing the soul of the matter before we see the physical soul. Because you cannot see the soul with our eyes. Can we see soul? We ourselves know the philosophy that soul we cannot see. It is antimatter. But I can tell you with certainty, everybody of us, when we read this, we say that when a sensible man ceases to see different identities which are different due to different material bodies, it is a brown person. That means I must see the soul and the super soul in everybody. How are you going to see soul and super soul? That itself is an oxymoron statement. When we ourselves are preaching and understanding that soul is antimatter, we cannot see with our eyes. So how are you going to see? You are going to see with your intelligence, with your other vision, wisdom. They are going to see the symptoms of the soul. So similarly, when we see it in our own self, then we'll be able to extrapolate this in somebody else. So when we are seeing that, okay, I am experiencing these things, but actually I do not belong here. We live in this material world. We have said this many times. A very beginner's program, we used to say this, yeah? All of you must have heard me saying this. Guru Maharaj would say this all the time. We live in this material world, but we do not belong here. Have you heard this? Exactly the same point. First, we must appreciate this point. And when we are ourselves checking our own self, then we'll have empathy upon somebody else to say, this person is struggling. Give them a chance. Otherwise, what will they do? If you don't give a chance, what is their opportunity? So, please, we must understand this part. It is a gradual training process, and it starts with our own self. We are our own experiment. Before we look at somebody else and say, this person is like this and experiencing that. No, experiment on your own self. That I know this is wrong for me. Why still I'm still attached to this? That's the first start to start. That means I know it is wrong. So who's telling me what is wrong? I know it is wrong. So who's I? But still I'm forced to do things. So what is forcing me to do this? So I is different from the force that is doing to me. All this while we are mistaken to see that I am only doing it. Here we are saying that I am different, but the force is forcing me to do things which I don't want to do. It's something else. And at the moment, I'm powerless against this force, which is forcing me to do things which I don't want to do. So here is a differentiation. Body, spiritual and the body, and interaction of the three modes of material nature with the body. Simple. So work on it. What do I do with it? Oh, take shelter of Krishna. Go ahead, do it. Or fail. No problem. Do it next time. Okay, I'm controlling this. Why am I controlling this? So that Krishna is following Krishna's instructions. This is called Vishnu Smarana. Following the instruction of Krishna. Why am I controlling this? Because Krishna has instructed in Bhagavad Gita, I'm controlling it. Very hard to control it. I'm controlling it. Momentarily, I've controlled it. I've conquered it a little bit momentarily. I'm following Krishna's instructions. But I failed again. No problem. You failed again. Is this how this is Krishna's arrangements. This is how three modes of material nature are working upon me. But Krishna says that although they are Krishna, they are inferior energy of Krishna, whereas me as a soul, which is superior to the material energy. So I'm a bit more powerful than that. Right now, I've given the authority to this to helplessly be under the control. This is how we see the difference between us, and then we see Tattvadarshi in somebody else. And the biggest way is when you preach. And as I think Sri Prabhu mentioned this point about we have got different grades, beginners program, intermediate level program, leaders program. And as I'll give example that people have left the program because they don't want to do it. They want to go to the higher levels straight away. And even as it is, I've got less friends. Very recently also I've lost friends because of the same reason. They don't understand this, why we are differentiating this. And advanced devotees. Whereas when we asked them to give a class, they came and I gave a class for the beginners program. And the beginners program devotee asked a question. So I gave that answer to that question. And that devotee came and said another answer. advanced answer, thinking this is how ISKCON works. Like in ISKCON, you've got one person giving class, there is a whole room of class devotees, people. And they all are the same different levels. And this person is giving class to everybody. He gave an answer to that. So when he gave an answer, I said, thank you very much for your answer. Yes, we will give this answer to that person a little later, not now. And this, that person did not understand. And I lost my friendship. What is my fault in this? I'm preaching. So if I'm not preaching, he would still be my friend. He would not have misunderstanding about me to say I'm some kind of a obstruction and big guru and all those things. Again, the same silly things, which I'm not. So a person who is Tattvadarshi, who's seen Krishna, talks to Krishna, yes, of course. But it starts with this, that person gives instructions according to the soul of the matter. That's what we are teaching all of us, including myself. You look at the soul of the problem. Don't look at the problem. That is the reason why we begin our program, beginner's program, by saying that what is the purpose of heat? What is the nature of heat? What is the soul of heat? The soul of sweetness. If you remove it, it goes away. Service part. These are all the interconnected meaning behind it. And we should spend the time. We should not become naive and simpleton that, okay, all these things, enough of this now. The Leader Sangha program devotees should be really very intelligently understanding these concepts. I understand the beginners program or degree program, they don't understand how these are linked together. All of you should understand how they are linked together. You have spent 12, 14, 15 years with me. So this is the points. These are the points. Start with it. Because when the person who comes to the beginners level, we are not asking him not to do this, go to the leader. He wants to go to the leader Sangha. We are not stopping them for detrimental for them. We are stopping them because we'll take you there, but this step-by-step learning is needed. Otherwise, you will not understand the language that is spoken there. And we can see it. We cannot jump like this. So, a truly honest person, honesty is very important for transcendence. That person, even at the cost of being understood or misunderstood, will not alter what is beneficial to the devotee, to the person's benefit. Most of the time, my experience tells me that person doesn't understand what is benefit for him or her, and they leave us, thinking that, oh, here I go, I can do all these things, service. Here I go, I cannot do this. Exactly. But they misunderstand to see here also, there are those class of devotees, set of devotees, who are doing everything. There are those who are doing little less. And there are those who are doing lesser than that. And according to their levels, they have been taught and they grow. And who depends upon whom? Them themselves. If they are sincere enough, if they want to go fast, they learn fast, they can move fast. This is transcendence. We forget this. All this is happening in front of us. I've told you this before. Transcendence is very difficult. It is a very difficult subject matter. When Guru Maharaj is present here, I can tell you how to serve Guru Maharaj. I can tell you many of you would have not served Maharaj. And there are those disciples who went against Maharaj. Many of you would have gone against Maharaj. I'm not being proud about me to saying this. I'm just telling you as a matter of fact. Because that is Tattvadarshi. And this is spoken by Maharaj to me when I took a very firm stand about certain things. And I told them off on certain important things. An ordinary person would have said, oh, Ambrish is speaking like this. He's becoming a guru. He's speaking like this. Why they walked away from me. But Maharaj on the other line said, what you've dealt, Ambrish, this is transcendental. So transcendence, we think it is something, oh, Krishna is not that uh, uh, you know, easy to understand. I'll give an example. Are you all listening to me? I want to make sure you're listening to me. Yes or no, please. Before I go
Yes,
any further.
Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. Now tell me one thing. How many of us are satisfied with what we get? If we get some material gains, yeah, how many of sometimes we feel that, oh, I should have got a little more than that, Tell me honestly. We feel this way? Just say yes or no.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes,
Sometimes, yes.
yes, sometimes.
So those times that we think we should have got more are the times we do not understand the extreme mercy of Krishna. What we do not understand with all this big philosophy that we are reading, we are not actually implementing in our lives. We are not accepting that as per our karma, we are getting our benefits. Is it not so? Yes or no? As per our karma, we
Yes.
get the benefits, yes or no?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.
Then why do we blame Krishna? Or why do we say I got less? Is this advanced devotee thinking? Or advanced devotee thinking is this, that I got this. I actually should have got much less. But because of some reason, my greatest of a great fortune, these devotees brought me to Krishna consciousness. And I'm reading Srila Prabhupada's book in the mood of Mahasya Goswami Maharaj. My benefit, I should have got less, but I've got more because of Krishna. This is advanced level of Krishna consciousness. Before we come to the see, I want to see Krishna, I want to see soul, and I want to see super soul. Is it simple? It's in front of us, everyday life. Is it not so? Tell me, do you disagree with what I said now?
No, Prabhuji. 100% right.
No, Prabhuji.
And that's correct, Prabhuji. Yeah.
Yes, Prabhuji, that's correct.
So what I said now, think about it. And I want all of you, everything I said, if you pick up and listen again, that's how we record these lectures. Think about it. Write it down. Meditate upon it. When I read this, when I realized this from Srila Prabhupada, it has revolutionized me. This is called Tattvadarshi. Tattvadarshi is not about, oh, he is Krishna, he is a big guru, and he is a small, simple sadhu. Sudama was Tattvadarshi. So this is how our vision, when we say through vision, we can expand our vision. This is the meaning of vision. Vision comes from wisdom. And wisdom comes from study of the scriptures and taking the shelter of ashraya, vruddhashraya. Those who are experienced, we take their ashraya. Hare, we used to go and ask Guru Maharaj, should I go and do susu or not? I said, no, can I do susu? We ask this question. You think at our age, Maharaj should ask this question? I know disciples would talk like this to Maharaj. Maharaj. Not because we cannot go ourselves. And believe you me, one thing I can tell you, if you want to have name and fame, if you want that you will have thousands of people with you and it will be very, 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 people will call you and they'll always follow you, all these things, then you don't do these things. Even as devotees don't do this. Just a normal go to DT, photograph, oh Hare Krishna, go some Kirtan, Hari Bol, and go with and everybody like it, and you'll be very prosperous, you'll be very, very popular. But this, if you do this, you will stand alone. But this Tattvadarshi, you are not required to prove to anybody. Okay? I just wanted to share this point of realization. I think question was asked. So thank you very much for the question. It made me think. It is for my benefit that I shared my realization on this. Hare Krishna. Anyone wants to say anything or ask any questions? Please feel free. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for actually explaining all these points. Yes, actually, there's so many points that actually I need to think over actually and try to understand this better. But yes, Prabhuji, thank you for taking time to answer this question. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you, His Grace Shital Prabhu, for asking the question that I didn't think of that angle. I was thinking that the mind is storehouse of desires, and that's why the bodies are generating. But and thank you very much, His Grace Amrish Prabhuji, for explaining when I was listening the different points, giving me goosebumps. So the elaborately explain about Tattvadarshi. Yes, Prabhuji, I definitely will listen again and make notes. I'll make notes. Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you, Amrishaji, for explaining this Shital Prabhu's question. Actually, I didn't think that question, but you have very nicely explained it. And I will also definitely listen again. And if I got question, I will ask you again. Thank you. Thank you, Amrishaji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, His Grace Shital Prabhuji, for asking the question. Also, thank you, Amrish Prabhuji, for answering this question. I also not thought about this. Also, I thank you to all the devotees who shared their realization as well. I will listen this class, Prabhuji, again, and now I will again meditate upon it. But thank you thank you, Amrish Prabhuji, for taking time and explaining very nicely. Hare Krishna.
No, thank you very much. It is for my benefit. And please, I said the things which I should not have about, I'm a nobody. I have maintained it, and it is a fact. Never come in the radar of Maya Devi. Fact, you are nobody. Our existence is because of Krishna's blessings and our Guru Maharaj, the blessings, Srila Prabhupada's blessings. They are alive. Srila Gurudev and Srila Prabhupada are alive in the instructions. And the more we dwell into it, more you will realize. I just want to say this last point, that if you think that with big crowd, if you go there and this big crowd make you remember Krishna, please go. You must go there. Never leave that. But if you think that with the big crowd that I was there, I never thought like this, what I've been told right now, just this one sentence, 20 minutes discussion. I can tell you, this I could think sitting alone. Not with thousands of crowds, with pompous ceremony and everybody's talking of something else, this politics that is going on and all this thing. This is called having festival of Krishna in your own heart. When Maharaj says, don't make it known to others when you have got this festival running. Sometimes in preaching, it comes out like this. Or if the question is asked, it comes out. Otherwise, you're very happy in your own ecstasy. It was very ecstatic when I heard that, when I made that points, note that points of Prabhupada. So this is the meaning of remembrance of Krishna. This is what Savanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Padasivanam. Everything is there in this, what we discussed so far. Yeah? I wanted to share, I think from Sunday onwards, I've raised this point again of all kinds of bhakti we are doing. So this, okay. But I'm not requesting any one of you to listen to my class again. It is a completely useless point to listen to my class. If you want to do it as per your own risk. And it's got nothing. If you gain something, it is 100% an extreme causeless mercy of Guru Maharaj's blessings. If you did not gain anything, or if there's anything negative which I spoke, it is 100% because of me and not because of Guru Maharaj and Prabhupada and any Parampara Acharyas. Okay? Okay. Thank you. Jai. Srila Gurudev ki Jai.
Jai.
Srimad Bhagavad Gita as it is ki Jai. Granth
Jai.
Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai.
Jai.
Chaitanya
Jai.
Charitamrita ki Jai.
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 Srila Gurudev ki Jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.
Jai.
Srila
Jai.
Gaur Chandra Premanande Hari Hari Bol.
Hare Hare.
Hari Hari
Ananta
Bol.
Koti Vaishnavanda ki Jai. Hare Krishna.
Jai.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Amrish
Thank
Prabhuji.
you. Hare Krishna. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.